on now. When it comes to sex trafficking, one national organization has given Maine a D on its annual report card. We'll tell you why.
And have you heard of JOMO? It's the joy of missing out, and it's the benevolent cousin of FOMO, and it's taking over social media.
Plus, this sign might look like fun and games, but it's seriously helping one Maine fire department. This is News Center Now.
Two different votes in the Senate, neither one passed. The partial government shutdown continues for a 34th day. Good evening, everybody. I'm Lee Goldberg.
And I'm Lindsay Mills. The Senate first rejected a Republican plan reopening the government through September and giving President Trump the $5.7 billion he has been demanding for building segments of a border wall. Then, minutes later, senators didn't back a Democratic alternative that sought to open padlocked agencies through at least the early February 8th, with no wall money included in that.
Meanwhile, in Maine, Governor Janet Mills announced her support of emergency legislation sponsored by Maine Senate President Troy Jackson to provide temporary relief to workers impacted by the shutdown of federal government. Senate President Jackson's legislation would allow the state to guarantee interest-free loans in the amount of 1 month's net pay up to $5,000 per federal employee in our state. The legislation would apply to furloughed federal workers, approximately 1,100 Mainers, who have continued to work without pay for the duration of the 5-week shutdown.
Governor Janet Mills choosing Gordon Smith, the executive director of the Maine Medical Association, to take charge of the fight against the opioid drug addiction crisis. Smith was in the legislature's opioid task force and helped Governor Mills 2 years ago to develop her 19-point plan to battle opioids. We will have much more on this story straight ahead on News Center Maine at 5:30.
Well, today was absolutely as advertised. It was warm, awesome. It was wet.
Slippery roads.
Jess, it's going to all freeze, and we're going to skate to work tomorrow, right?
Yeah, that's exactly right. I think you nailed it there. Temperatures are going to cool off overnight tonight. Right now, though, still a lot of rain. You can see pretty much raining almost statewide, but just off to our west over into parts of Vermont. Some snow is starting to mix in, and we could see a few snowflakes late tonight or early tomorrow morning. And you're thinking it's 50 degrees. How could it snow? Well, by then, not going to be in the 50s. We're talking about 20s for overnight lows tonight. It is really going to cool off quite a bit. As this low moves out, it really wraps around that air coming out of the north and west. That's, of course, where all the cold air is, so things will be cooling down. And as this low moves out, the winds will finally calm down by tomorrow morning. Right now, wind speed still pretty high. Look at that in Bar Harbor. Winds of 38 miles an hour, 25 miles an hour right now in Bangor, but the wind gusts even higher than that. Woo, Bar Harbor, 56 mile an hour wind gusts. At last check, still gusting to 33 in Bangor, 32 in Calais, and 31 in Rockland. Unfortunately, these wind gusts will stay high through about midnight tonight, and then things should start to settle down by tomorrow morning. But we could see some more power outages, which is not good. Not too many right now, but there are a few scattered outages. As far as temperatures go, 49 in Portland. We were just at 50 last hour, 50 in Lewiston, 49 in Augusta and Bangor. 49 degrees. Feels kind of tropical out there, but yeah, things will be changing tonight. We're cooling off. Maybe a few snowflakes too, guys. I don't know what you think about that.
Jess literally read my mind as I was looking at the thing that says 50 degrees or 48 now at the bottom of our screen.
Yeah.
It literally said 50, and you were like, and if you're thinking it's 50 degrees, and you know.
She was talking to you.
She was reading my mind.
You have the personal forecast. She's got some mad skills. All right, thank you very much, Jess. January is Human Trafficking Awareness Month, and as we've discussed many times on this show, it's a serious problem that people in our state are not immune to. A national organization aimed at protecting victims of human trafficking has its sights set on Maine as a state that needs to do a better job than it's doing. When it comes to the issue of sex trafficking, the organization Shared Hope International has given the state of Maine a D on its report card of all 50 states. Maine is one of 25 states in the nation where children can be arrested for the crime of prostitution.
I think the big issue with Maine and 5 other states is they just haven't moved in the laws. In Maine, we've worked with several legislators, and we are currently working with some more on law changes, but there seems to be not any hurry. It's like They don't believe their constituents in general care.
Another issue in the Pine Tree State, according to the report, is that penalties for the buyers of children are too soft. That makes Maine fertile ground for predators.
Anywhere there is an easier market, a buyer will go on any product. So the kids, the youth, are the product.
While there's a lot of work to be done to get Maine's report card to improve, Shared Hope International thinks the place to start is clear.
If your law considers her a victim of a crime and takes her or him, because there's boys too, out of the prostitution law and say those kind of penalties are for adults making choices, not children. That's your number one. And then the demand issues fall right behind it, because if she's a victim of a crime, it's very clear to your law enforcement in the training that they really need that she shouldn't be arrested, but they should go after the buyers. Obviously, they go after the traffickers, they go after the facilitators sometimes, but most often the buyer walks away without any penalty.
Now, if you or someone you know is or has been the victim of sex trafficking, we have posted some resources for you to check out by going to the Now section of our website.
The fate of a Booth Bay Harbor waterfront hotel located near the center of a controversial rezoning proposal appears to be going in a different direction. It's an update to a story we told you about last week. A preservation group that formed has signed a purchase and sale agreement for the Captain Fish Waterfront Inn. It's a site that was once sought after by a wealthy developer. The Fish family says the hotel will be open and fully operational through the summer. It's slated to close permanently in November. The sale amount was not disclosed, but the group purchasing it plans to use the space for public access to the waterfront. This new agreement comes amid a review process by the town select board of that controversial rezoning plan for the Maritime District, and we have much more about that at the Now section of our website and mobile app.
When you think about people being food insecure, it's likely that college kids don't come to mind, but a lot of kids enrolled in school are making up a significant portion of people in need of food. Last year, 5 of the 7 campuses in the UMaine system had food pantries available. This year, all 7 have a place that students can go if they need some help. The University Credit Union held a month-long fundraiser to help support the pantries system-wide, and today presented a check for more than $5,100 to the USM Portland campus.
I was a bit taken back at the unmet need on these campuses. I thought, most all students had food passes, and food insecurity couldn't possibly be a thing. But the more we dig into it and found out the facts, the reality is there's students making choices every day about food insecurity issues versus other day expenses and the cost of attendance. Many of these students don't have the ability to get off campus and visit traditional food pantries. So really the unmet need, which is being filled by these food pantries on campus, is imperative.
The University Credit Union was able to raise a total of $25,119.62 to distribute amongst the 8 pantries which span the 7 campuses.
All right, remember FOMO, or fear of missing out? Well, guess what? We're leaving FOMO in 2018, but we're going to replace it with JOMO. Yeah, JOMO is the joy of missing out, something that on a Friday night I love to partake in. Yeah. You turn the devices off, you tune out of social media, you ignore the buzz, and Cam is finding out what this is really all about.
Yeah, so I didn't know that JOMO existed until this morning. Complete transparency there. And I found out because I had a little bit of FOMO. I was scrolling through my feed and I saw a friend in a fabulous island and I was like, I wish I was there. But the next post was a friend that was sitting with a box of pizza, and the only thing she had in her caption was JOMO. So I was like, what is JOMO? What could it mean? And it turns out it means the joy of missing out. Who knew? Well, these people on social media did. Apparently it's become quite a big sensation. People talking about the ability to stay at home and disconnect. And it's kind of taking social media by storm. And I spoke to 2 therapists who say that JOMO is definitely the wellness trend to follow. FOMO, we've all had it. Scrolling through social media and you see your friends' pictures and you start to get that fear of missing out. But everything on social media isn't always as it seems.
What people put out there is always what they want people to see.
Whitney Adams says FOMO often leads to a lot of anxiety and self-critique, but JOMO challenges you to disconnect and live in the present.
And I think we're really focused on short-term benefits and quick fixes and quick ways to feel good. And I think FOMO feeds into that. And I think JOMO is this idea of like, no, I'm going to stand my ground and know what's the best and healthiest choice for me right now in this moment and choose that.
But what if your friend or partner has FOMO and you don't? Hannah Casalonis says it's all about communication and compromise.
Maybe it's a discussion around like, well, I'm going to go do my thing tonight. I'm dying to go to this concert. And also, I'm not going to bully you into coming with me if that's not what you want.
And JOMO doesn't mean that you have to sit by yourself at home. Make it special.
Maybe you get your favorite takeout, or maybe you binge watch your favorite show, or maybe you play a new game with your kids, right? It's making those moments at home and moments together more special.
I don't know about you guys, but I am definitely a JOMO kind of girl. I would absolutely pass up a night out for snuggling on the couch with my cats and something warm to drink. But I want to hear from you guys in the comments. Are you JOMO or FOMO people? What's your ideal JOMO scenario if you'd rather stay at home? Jump on Facebook Live and get in those comments, because I'm about to walk out of here and get right in the chat with you.
I definitely have a fear of missing out sometimes too, though.
See, I don't. I have JOMO works for me because you know, and everybody's done this. You get invited to something and you don't really want to go, but you feel like you kind of have to go. So if some kind of excuse comes up where you don't have to, the joy of missing out, I can relate to that.
Okay.
I don't always want to go to everything all the time.
That's true.
You know, sometimes just want
a healthy balance.
Just want to not.
There you go.
All right. I don't get invited to anything, so it doesn't matter. The ice disc in Westbrook, you've heard of it, right? It's looking a little bit different these days.
Yeah, a man with an axe was out there earlier today. He had a camera attached to his helmet and fell into the water, but appears to be okay. It looked like he was using that hatchet to cut into the ice, and we'll keep you updated on all things related to that spectacle that now has its own Twitter handle.
Thank goodness, between the ice disc and April the giraffe, I don't know what I'd do with my time. All right, lessons in school that are powered by the sun. We're going to see how one class is learning in a very different way.
And there's a sign outside one fire department that's always changing. Sometimes it's silly, other times it's serious. Either way, it's had a big impact on the department. We'll explain.
All right, Ginger, JOMO, all the way. Rather disconnect and read a good book or watch a movie with the family. I like that one.
Oh, that's
Annette
nice.
Says Jovo, Carla, JOMO. Paul says, yep, don't force people to do something they don't want to do. Tammy's in on JOMO. Everybody's in on JOMO.
So Team JOMO seems to be winning right now.
JOMO is winning. I love it.
JOMO does have a more positive connection to it because it starts with the word joy, whereas like FOMO starts with the word fear. So that's pretty negative,
right?
You know?
See? Tammy, that was a camera, I believe, like a GoPro. He was videotaping his experience on the frozen ice disc. Jacqueline's in the Lebanon town office.
No way! Hey, Jacqueline.
Ready to see your story.
How exciting is that? Okay, you're gonna love this story because it includes a pup named George. And George, I'm gonna spoiler alert. I gotta tell you guys this before we even get to the story. So it's a call department, which means there's 2 people that are hired full time at the department, but people respond by the call. They get paid per call that they go on. So their pagers are connected to their cell phones, and their cell phones ring in a certain way when a call is coming across their system. Anyway, George, the pup, has been trained when he hears the call coming across his owner's scanner, who's a lieutenant at the department, he knows to go into his crate and wait there until he comes back from the call. It's so sweet.
How do you want to split this up here, Milzio?
I don't know.
Any words you have an aversion to on this one?
Aversion, word of the week. I don't know. I can start it.
Are you sure? Where are you going to stop, though?
I'll start then most.
Okay.
Okay.
You should take tomorrow off. You must be exhausted.
You're giving me the worst hard time.
2-day work week for you.
I know.
Let's be straight out.
Listen, I have places to be.
Yeah, and work is not one of them.
Stand by, guys.
Your question to respond to MMA is going to be Pleasant Street. It's going to be the field house for 18-year-old male who's broken his ankle. Again, for the Pleasant Street field house and MMA.
Most of us would say we depend on an accurate forecast because it determines so much that goes into our day. But there's one 4th grade class that pays closer attention to the weather than you might think.
Yeah, it's because their lessons, at least some of them, are powered by the sun, which has empowered them to learn.
4th grade teacher Karen Palazzolo had a bright idea.
Stay close to the door when you go outside into the sun.
And it's making light bulbs go on all around her classroom in more ways than one.
So what happens if I do this?
It'll stop because the shade.
Cool, huh? Do you see how it changes?
With a grant from Idaho Power, these solar panels were installed at Trailwind Elementary this last spring.
I thought it'd be great if we could offset a little bit of our energy use.
And they generate around 5,600 kilowatt hours of clean, renewable energy each year.
Not a ton, but it helps. Every little bit helps.
Generating power and illuminating lessons in science, technology, engineering, and math, or STEM.
That's why the cloudy days affect our solar, right?
Yeah.
While the panels are soaking up some rays, the kids are busy building their own solar-powered models.
And it was like ideas were flying everywhere. They were hooking the batteries up along with the solar panels or without the solar panels and figuring out that they could make different connections using the wires different ways.
Powerful thinking powered by solar panels.
So I guess my overriding motivation is to have the kids think about their world and the impact they have and the choices they make.
How great is that? I still remember a lot of the sciencey lessons I learned at that age, and they stick with you.
Yeah, the ones like that traumatized me, like the dissecting stuff.
Oh yeah.
That not
hard pass on
yeah,
those.
no, I was all set on that one. Yeah, yeah. Well, no, I guess that's why not Keith.
Yeah, not Keith. Exactly.
Yeah. All right, how safe is Maine when it comes to raising children?
Well, Leslie Goldberg.
Come to my house and find out. No.
And we're gonna see what Jess has in store up next with her forecast. What? All right, everybody. I'm taking a walk over to my desk.
Well, don't leave yet because you have the mic, so they'll be sitting here looking at me.
You guys still can't hear Lee?
No.
They still can't hear you?
Nope. Don't leave yet. Or else, can we switch to the camera that has Lindsay? Yeah. Okay.
A lot of you guys are chatting with Cameron about the FOMO JOMO story.
FOMO JOMO.
Sean, that's not nice. Not nice. All right, I'm taking a walk.
Okay, bye.
Bye. Hey, hey, hey. Oh my gosh, my desk is so messy. It doesn't matter. Can we also talk about YOLO in the FOMO JOMO conversation? Yeah. I'm about all of the OLOs. Hold on, I have the longest password of all time. All right, there we go.
If anything, Liz, you can just move all the stuff on the left side of your desk to the right.
This side?
Yeah, just move that to the other side.
Eek! All right, everyone's gonna watch me clean up my messy desk. That's fine. Move into the monitor.
Or like out of the monitor.
It's Soup's messy, guys.
Like, do you want me to get like?
Just show this. Can we show that?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it can start as like a little close. Can you move that water bottle?
Yeah.
I also don't want to hit you.
No, you're fine. I'm a mess. I have trash.
So I'll like start here and then I'll pan out like this to get you in it, okay?
Yes.
Perfect. That's the plan. Bill's like, don't hit her and take her out. Alright, so sorry, I'm just gonna get in your face a little bit. Like all the stuff on that side, even.
Yeah. I have my passwords written over here.
Oh.
My oils. Do you guys use oils?
I do.
Morale in the workplace can go a long way, and at one Maine fire department, it's helping them better help the community, especially during a time when the impact of a firefighter shortage can be felt statewide.
I didn't expect it to blow out of proportion like this, but yeah.
Help wanted, odd hours, low pay, sweet helmet. A sign outside the Lebanon Fire Department has captured the attention of hundreds on social media.
The sign's been there for a while and nobody really did anything with it.
But Lieutenant Matt O'Connor did something about that.
Yeah, that's me.
He still remembers the very first one, nearly 1 year ago.
Winter weather, are you ready?
O'Connor's changing sign, although sometimes serious, isn't the only way he can spark a smile. His year-old pup, George, has become one of the guys.
He's trained that when he hears my phone go off, he just runs in the crate, lays down.
Between George and the billboard of sorts, the combination has boosted morale at the department, where most firefighters are paid by call.
The morale of the department has gone way up. We're getting more and more people to respond to calls again. The other night we had 4 calls within an hour. 3 medical emergencies and 1 motor vehicle accident in a snowstorm, and we actually covered all calls.
Over the last year, these signs have made passers-by abide by the speed limit and so much more.
The department's starting to band a little bit more together.
And there are so many more photos of all the signs they've posted at our website and mobile app. I made this gallery today. They're pretty funny if you can swipe through them.
I can never get enough of those. Between that and the DOT, that gives me, I mean, that's funny. They've got some very creative writers.
So clever.
Could use some around here.
As you look at me.
I didn't mean that. I wasn't saying you, Lindsay. No, I wasn't. I seriously wasn't.
Tough today on
I
you.
know.
First the desk, now this.
Gosh, I didn't even say
goodness.
it.
Yesterday you were mad at me for the dad jokes.
Well, you're not.
Yeah, you had a good one, didn't you?
Yeah.
No, don't help her.
It was good. No, it was funny. I can't remember what it is right now, but it was funny, whatever it was.
Thanks, Jess.
I like them.
Left an impression.
I was a big fan of the warmer temps today,
Yes,
although
it
was rainy.
Right, I know.
It was nice to catch that little break.
Not so much with this rain. That's actually now starting to cause flooding in some places. It's the worst part of the rain. But yeah, the temperatures were nice. However, we're going to transition back into winter as we go through the overnight hours tonight. Wind gusts too, not so great, causing some scattered power outages. Not a lot, about 5,000 or 6,000 power outages right now statewide. At last check anyways, winds gusting to 56 miles an hour right now in Bar Harbor, and we could see those wind gusts continue through the next several hours too. This is 8 o'clock tonight. Still seeing some pretty gusty winds, especially along the down east coast, but as we go overnight tonight and definitely into the day tomorrow, things will calm down quite a bit and temperatures will cool off quite a bit too. All right, because of the rain tonight, we have flood warnings in effect for this entire area shaded in this bright green here. Wind advisories in effect for Bangor back into Calais, and then along the down east coast we have high wind warnings. Again, that means we could see wind gusts as high as 60 to 65 miles an hour. So be careful tonight, and remember, don't ever touch those power lines. All right, through the overnight hours tonight and into early tomorrow, a couple snow showers possible. We're not expecting accumulating snow or anything like that, but don't be surprised if you do see a few snowflakes, especially in northern Maine or in western Maine. But by tomorrow morning, look at the temperatures. They're cooling off. We'll start tomorrow with temperatures in the low to mid 20s. We'll warm up some, but not a ton. Most of us make it into the low to mid 30s for highs tomorrow. Some sunshine around too. Few scattered snow flurries and a couple snow squalls are possible for tomorrow night through the evening hours. So be careful on your commute tomorrow. If you run into those snow squalls, want to take it slow with those. For Saturday, temperatures cool off even more. We're starting out Saturday with temperatures down into the teens, and then as we go into Saturday afternoon, our temperatures will make it into the 20s, but that's really all we've got for high temperatures. Here's your marine forecast. Winds will be from the west at 10 to 20 knots, gusting up to 30 knots. Seas around 6 to 9 feet for tomorrow. All right, look at the extended forecast. We're kind of all over the place here with temperatures. Tomorrow is definitely going to be cooler, but it's not awful. Temperatures right around normal actually for this time of year, but we'll start off chilly. It's going to be quite a difference than what we started out with today. Temperatures down to the single digits on Saturday morning, only warming up into the 20s, so fairly chilly for the day on Saturday, and then light snow possible during the day on Sunday. Monday's not too bad, right around 30 to 35 degrees. It's going to be windy though for Monday. At least the winds tonight and into tomorrow morning are going to calm down because no one wants to lose power, even if it is 50 degrees out.
Yeah. I think your computer broke because it looked like it said 10 for next Thursday, so it must be broken. You might want to just check that out.
Let me check on this.
We'll call engineering. All right.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jess. Guys. The way life should be. Maine is the 6th best state to raise children. That's according to a new analysis by safehome.org.
Yeah, the review website and team of home security experts put the rankings together. The team that analyzed data on poverty, child abuse, juvenile homicides, and school shootings in all 50 states and D.C. New Hampshire is the best state to raise children in the United States, according to this poll, while Louisiana is the worst. 4 New England states rank in the top 10. Not surprised at all by that.
The way life should be.
That's
I love that saying. All right, a lot more coming up on News Center Maine at 5:30. Cindy Williams is here with a preview. Hey, Cindy.
Hi, guys. Dozens of people in Maine are now certified recovery coaches after they receive training to recognize the signs of an overdose and then also administer Narcan, which is the overdose antidote. Now, coaches say that neighbors helping neighbors, this approach is really helping to break this cycle in our opioid epidemic. We're going to have more on that. And along those same lines, a man from Massachusetts has a plan for helping homeless opioid addicts in Maine and beyond. We're going to see what he's doing to make a difference. It's all ahead at 5:30. Back to you.
All right, thanks so much. Stick with us. More News Center now when we come back.
All right. Yes, Leo, you are correct. My desk is worse than Lindsay's.
No, it's not. You just have a lot of memories on your desk.
I do.
A lot of memories. I have a few memories.
I'm older, so I have more memories.
Right. Exactly. Makes sense.
Twice as many memories as you do.
It makes sense. Do you really? Twice as many?
Pretty much. Yeah.
Seriously?
Yeah, isn't that a lot?
That is a lot. That is a lot.
True story.
Mind blown.
I know, isn't that great, Hannah? I love that. I thought that was pretty cool.
That is cool.
Pretty cool.
I feel like the need for JOMO is so real right now because so many, especially like the younger kids, they get so caught up in what everyone's posting on social media, and it's just a glimpse at like...
It's exhausting.
Yeah, and it's just a glimpse at everybody's best moments.
And if you go home and you start, you know, and you're on your phone and you're seeing, even so you're not watching the news, but you see people commenting about something that happened in the world today, and so they're all negative and they're all mad. It's just like, oh my gosh, enough. There has to be some time when it's not so...
Right.
So just time out. Put yourself in a timeout.
Yeah.
There's some value to that. Yes, Fireman Fred. JOMO. JOMO is the way to go.
So I do want to quickly explain where I'm going to be tomorrow because it is something very, very, very special. I will be emceeing an event at my high school, and it's for a foundation that was named in honor of a girl who passed away from cancer. She was involved in field hockey and drama, and her parents put together this foundation to raise money to help kids go to college. And that's where I'm going to be tomorrow. And I keep thinking we're done with commercial break. It's been going on for several years now. But the coolest part is, remember we did the story with those Boston police officers that went viral for singing, for lip syncing, or no, karaokeing in the car? Yeah. They're going to be there tomorrow. It's an a cappella event.
Nice.
So very excited about that.
Will you be singing?
I'm not Christina Rex. No.
Okay.
I would break the windows.
From the windows to the walls?
Mm-hmm.
Alligators in one North Carolina swamp have once again allowed themselves to freeze in place with their noses above the ice. According to the Charlotte Observer, the swamp park manager, George Howard, is saying 18 American alligators froze Monday night and stayed frozen all day Tuesday. He says that the alligators seem to sense when the water is at freezing point and then poke their noses into the air at just the right time. Howard has said frozen alligators enter a state of brumation, which is similar to hibernation.
Very interesting.
Cool.
All right, we also found this great picture thanks to the hashtag we love so much. That's so Maine. Steph posts, it's laundry day. I'm not sure, but I doubt that many people have assistants as adorable as my little helper. Barker is doing his part by carrying a sock for me. So enjoy your day, friends, and even if you're staying home and doing some housework like me, look for the bright spots. The joy can be found everywhere if we look for it. That's awesome.
If I could get Barker to teach my dogs how to also help with laundry, I could get so much done.
Right?
We could just caravan them all right down the stairs and boom, into
and
the laundry
off they
go.
go.
Yeah.
I know. Lucy loves socks, but for the wrong reason. She just chews them and destroys them.
Maybe Barker could also take something and lead us right into New Center Maine at 5:30.
How perfect is that? I'll do it because he's not here.
Okay.
New Center Maine at 5:30 starts now. Oh. Bye, everybody. Hope you guys have a great day. I think Team JOMO wins.
JOMO slam dunk wins. Ken, does we